Welcome everyone. Happy Friday.
Hello.
Everybody is having a good day today. Definitely a beautiful day today outside here in Michigan.
57 degrees out there.
Yeah.
It's darn near reasonable temperature.
It's like a real reprieve.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with all these cold temperatures. It's nice to have a little break. Welcome everyone. Hello. Come on in. Settle on in with some. Hopefully everyone's got their Hoya viewing beverage choice. A little cup of tea over here. Tasty. Nice afternoon something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, welcome. You find us here at Sleep Tropicals home base. Getting ready to settle in for another wonderful show. Hanging out. Showing some beautiful plants. And hopefully giving some interesting tips and pointers along the way. If you guys got questions, shout them out. And if you have requests, also shout them out.
Yeah, should be a good weekend. We'll do some sales today. Tomorrow, if you want to come hang out with us, we'll be over on YouTube. We're going to do some repotting. Yeah. How'd you do getting all that into the box?
It was a lot of work, but they did all make it in. Yeah. It goes, once you get going on it, once you get rolling, they all find their homes. But it definitely is a little daunting looking at those huge trays piled high with all these cuttings. And it definitely, it looms heavy. There's a lot of gravity on those. They need to succeed. So got them in there, got them all tucked away and situated. And so hopefully, between two, sometimes the slower ones, maybe 3 weeks, they'll be coming out of there and getting rooted up into cups. And
that's good stuff coming.
Soon to be on the market. Lots of interesting plants. So hopefully we have a good variety. Hopefully we got one that you're looking for coming up soon. But there's always more cutting going on around here. So it's just a part of the process that it always goes. It never stops.
Hi.
Welcome, everybody.
Oh, Sydney found it. Great job. So tomorrow night we're going to be repotting over on YouTube. We're going to be repotting a bunch of non-Hoya things. So if you want to see some random stuff in our collection get repotted that we've been ignoring for some time that we need to take care of, come hang out with us on YouTube tomorrow night.
Miscellaneous chores. Yeah. I do think that there's some value in that. I'm sure that everyone here is not just a Hoya head, right? Like we love our Hoyas, but I'm sure we all at least have one Aschenanthus that we thought was a Hoya and we bought it or, whatever. There's just a lot of plants out there that are beautiful. So
I'm glad they got to you safely.
Fantastic.
Sunday morning, we'll be back here again. Sunday, we're going to do pest prevention this week. Caleb's got to spray the garage, so you'll get to see his fun suit up and all that.
Don't quit YouTube.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a YouTuber, but don't quit. Don't quit. Just give it time.
Yeah, I've heard that it's difficult to get established, and that's where we're at on that platform as well. It's difficult to feel like what you're doing is meaningful, at this stage. I don't know what stage you're at. I know at our stage is what I'm commenting on, so I'm not trying to make comment on anyone else.
It'll be 7 p.m. on Saturday. I have a link up in our Instagram, Facebook stories if you want to click on that link. If you want the link directly, send me a message and I'll send it to you. I'm going to try real hard to have everything work appropriately this time so everybody can find us easily. But yeah.
The idea is just to have that as a resource. If you're interested in checking it out, you can view that content. So hopefully, people will find that useful. Shall we get started with some plants?
Yeah, I know. I thought I remembered you didn't. So yeah, send me a message and I can send that link directly to you so you can find it easy. Hopefully.
That sounds like crunchy perlite underneath the tray.
It was Velcro.
That's a terrible sound.
You just sprinkled it on the floor.
Oh no, I threw it in the tray, the lower tray. No, I swept it into my hand and then I threw it into the lower tray. I'm probably filling one of the lucky cups.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It won't be the first amount of perlite on our living room floor.
This is true. This is true. This floor has seen a lot of perlite in its time, which we're not too fancy around here. So we often do our potting right here in the living room. So there's been many a spilt plant. Okay, next. Well, let's start. First, we have the beautiful tequila sunrise. Really gorgeous. You can see that beautiful new leaf. It's grown in lower light. It gets that really nice, rich, dark color. Gorgeous veins, gorgeous splash. It's just a beautiful plant all around. Easy to grow. It's a sister seed to Cerisa, right?
Yeah.
But it's just got such a unique vibe. I don't know. I'm a big fan. They sun stress really beautifully. They have gorgeous flowers, but just those leaves is enough.
True. Yeah. It's like a never ending cycle. Do plant chores, clean floor. Do plant chores, clean floor.
Yeah, it never ends. And then you water your plants and you spill some water or you spill some soil. It's never ending. That's a big part of what I'm learning about it. That's part of the process, is enjoying the process, right? You don't ever feel like you're done. Yeah, exactly. My best is taking a tray of plants and setting it on the shelf, and one of them will tip over and dump right on me the water and soil that's all mixed up. That's the best. Yeah. Stratum is pretty tough too. It can be a bit of an issue. It stains your hands too. Not stratum, but yeah, the fluval. Okay, well, what do we have here? This is a haifang, very beautiful, easy growing species with gorgeous green leaves. This has a beautiful pink flower that looks like bubblegum. Very forthcoming with their flowers. They don't make you wait a long time, but they're just very compelling. Large clusters of flowers. You can see it from across the room. It's one of our favorite blooms to catch.
You have a yellow flower, right? Or yellow center, I mean, in the flower? Isn't it pink with the yellow center?
Yeah, the very center is yellow, but it's like a bubblegum pink on the outside and like large clusters. So it's really a pretty one. All right, speaking of flowers, this is a Thomsoni white flower. Smaller in the leaf than the pink variety and a lot more splash. They say a little slower growing. I'm experiencing that myself. I think they are a little slower, but super beautiful. And they're easy growing. They just aren't fast. So Thomsoni white flower. Okay, next we have Sigillatus dragonfly. Gorgeous, splashy, and sun stressed. They turn this beautiful purple. Absolutely gorgeous. They have really nice large flowers for a Sigillatus. And so very easy to grow and very beautiful Sigillatus dragonfly. Oh man, yeah. Carpet staining. Can you imagine like trying to get that out? I don't know if you would ever get it out. That fluval. That would be a very messy situation, I would imagine. I have like Rubbermaid containers that are stained. So I can imagine then the carpet would be quite difficult to get out. All right, next we have Anna Cajon. Gorgeous, fuzzy, velvety leaves. They have really nice dark margins, very fast to grow, and ours flowered the other day. It surprised us, and it's super pretty. Light pink, Sigillatus-like. They sort of hang downwards from a long, skinny peduncle, and really a pretty flower display. I think it's somewhat understated. I think the Sigillatus, the way they flower, their downward pointing flowers, it's just so pretty, and I don't know. I really enjoy them. So get yourself a Sigillatus, get into the Sigillatus family. I find them to be very appealing, and there's a lot of really cool ones to collect also. So, all right, next we have Sunrise. Gorgeous, easy growing. This is one of your staple Hoyas. Super simple, super easy, very happy, and they sun stress really beautifully. They flower very easily and very fragrantly. So Sunrise, very beautiful. Okay, next we have RCX50. Really gorgeous, great vein pattern on these leaves. They also sun stress really beautifully and have really nice flowers, but they're very easy growers with relatively thin leaves. Kind of reminds me of Erythrostemma and Elliptica. It's really, really gorgeous though. Again, very easy to grow and easy to flower. we've really enjoyed it. I never even heard of it until we bought it, and I was pretty impressed with it. How it's grown. It turned into a large plant very quickly, and then flowered, and now it's continuing to do well, and it propagated very well. So I was really impressed with it. Okay, here's another one that's always impressed me. This is a Fusco Fecci. Always been a fan of both of those mother plants, but this is really a great combination of the two. Fusco and Fecci combo. Okay, next we have a Afrobessi UT012. Really gorgeous elongated leaves with great splash. These turn really nice pink in the bright light. You have these really wild, exaggerated leaves. They're just super pretty. I'm a big fan. You can see this one here is new, nice, dark, gorgeous. Okay, next, another favorite of ours. Oh, yeah.
It's the same plant.
Yeah.
This is just so you have an idea what that Bessie is capable of.
Yearbook pictures. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really quite convincing. They don't always turn that bright red, but when they do, so nice. Okay, here is a Verticillata Bowgrower Pallida, FKA Bowgrower Pallida. Really beautiful verticillata with relatively small leaves. Great leaf shape, great texture. They grow really fast and really easy.
Turns a really pretty purple and highlight too.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Okay, next we have this beautiful large Wilbur Graves silver. Nice peduncle there. Really beautiful leaves. Great texture, great color. It's got a unique silver.
Really pretty purple in the center,
yeah.
I noticed.
Yeah, really nice. Super pretty. I think these are really, highly underrated in my opinion. I find their leaf color to be very appealing. And I have them all, like all of our most of our silver plants are right nearby each other. I like to compare the look of the silver, because each one has its own vibe, its own look. So like this one has a very blue silver kind of a look to it. I really enjoy that. All right, next we have this beautiful Queensy, Latifolia Queensy. Super beautiful, variegated Latifolia variety.
Yeah, definitely prettier in person, I would agree.
Yeah, definitely. And, the more it grows for us, the more I'm attached to it. Our mother plant is also producing a nice peduncle, so looking forward to seeing the flowers on that soon. But very pretty, and something about the way it grows. Okay, next, this is another really favorite of ours, the Bordini. Beautiful elongated leaves with great veins. They sun stress really beautifully. They have gorgeous flowers, and they're just a relatively easy growing, unique leafed plant. I really love these long leaves like this. Sometimes those can be a little bit fussy. This particular one is not. And so you get that gorgeous look of, some of the Nicholsoni, what's that one? Bangutensis, I think.
Bangutensis, yeah.
We've killed like 4 of, and
this is the flower.
No apparent reason.
Hoya. It's really pretty. I don't think we have a lot of dark colored flowers like that in our collection.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. All right, here's another favorite of mine, Penny's Treat. You can see it's got a little bit of some freckles of sun stress on it. I think that's just adorable. A little more and that leaf will turn fully purple like that. It's super beautiful and easy growing. They have a nice, robust, chunky leaf, great stem, great vine for trellising, and they're just a beautiful overall. I have a mother plant that's growing leaves the size of my hand too, so they definitely can get quite a bit bigger, and it's just a really easy, enjoyable, beautiful plant. I love the sun stress on them. I just think it's very unique and interesting, and and beautiful.
We actually have the sister today too, back in stock.
Yes indeed. For the first time in a minute, I guess. It's been a minute since we had any. Listed. All right, what do we have here? Look at this. The beautiful silver dollar. Super gorgeous. As you can see, same shape and texture as the penny street, but this has that gorgeous silver. Now this has a little bit more green silver to it. So not so much as the blue of the Wilbur Graves, but more like a winter green or spearmint type of a look. If you were going to chew it like a piece of gum. All right, next we have this beautiful Callistophila. Look at that gorgeous dark spot on them. It's just vein. Isn't that amazing? Super unique and interesting. That one leaf went round like that. Super cool. But the rest of them are this really gorgeous. I really love this Callistophila. It just started growing like this. Nice, broad, beautiful, splashy leaves with this really nice defined vein
and the
pattern.
splash on this plant's like gold almost.
Yeah. It turns pink in the bright light. It gets like a pink color. So it's very impressive Callistophila as Callistophilas go. And I've always liked Callistophila. That stripy, veiny look is it's a vibe. I really dig it. So this particular one definitely strikes a chord with us. All right, next we have Botanica. Easy to sunset, stress, easy to grow, very beautiful elongated leaf with no fuss whatsoever. This is just a very easy plant to grow. You can skip watering day and it doesn't mind at all. It's just a happy plant. It's very stable, very easygoing. This is not one you have to worry about when you're out on vacation for a week, that you're gonna come back and it's gonna be all sad and dehydrated. It'll look exactly like you left it, and you might feel just a slight thinness or softness to the leaf, but that's about all the witness they even will show. They're just not very vocal of a plant, but very stable, very easy. And so you come back from that trip and water it, and it's going to be just as happy as it ever was. So it's a great plant, very versatile, and sun stresses without a lot of really bright lights. So you don't have to spend a bunch of money on expensive grow lights in order to have a plant that will sun stress for you. So a lot of really great qualities on that Botanica. Okay, next we have this guy. This is a Tam Dao, another really beautiful large leaf species that has this really unique sort of raised vein ripple that goes down the center of the leaf. It's super pretty, and it grows like a weed. Super fast growing with this nice sturdy woody stem, perfect for trellising.
It's like a really thin globulosa or something.
Yeah, without any of the fuzz. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it has that real glassy look.
Yeah.
And it's very striking. Like I said, I mean, especially grown in the lower light, you get that really nice, rich, dark color on the leaves and that pretty splash.
Oh, fun though. Also, I got to visit my son's first grade class yesterday, and he was telling all the other kids about all his plants.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
That is fantastic.
It is similar to Starry Night. Yeah, I can see that. That has that same green as the Carnosa Starry.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say these leaves are slightly thinner than a Carnosa, but it's got some very interesting texture to it. I really find them to be very beautiful. Again, very easy growing too, not a hard, fussy plant. So, all right, next we have Elliptica Splash, another favorite of ours for their beauty. This has grown out for us, and without having a very huge plant, it's given us some really pretty flowers too. So slightly smaller in the leaf and slightly smaller in the flower than a standard Elliptica. It kind of reminds me of the shape of an Elliptica, the Thai variety. It's got that like more narrow and shorter leaf. So very beautiful. The splash on it is really something else. You can see on this leaf, it's got quite a bit of splash, and on some of the lower leaves, it's not quite as much there, but you can see the difference there in what qualifies as splash. It's very unique. Yeah,
I don't feel like the splash comes across on camera for the species often.
No, I think it's weird, and even in person sometimes it's difficult to see how it
the way like a calyx is or something like that.
Yeah, on a Carnosa the contrast is so drastic. You can see there's splash, there's not splash. It kind of gets lost in the veining on the Elliptica a little bit, and so it's hard to tell if it's actually super splashy or if it's just the light's hitting it sort of funny, or it's a interesting one to grow. I've really enjoyed it, and the more I grow it, the more leaf variety you get, and I think it really sort of comes around in the size of the plant. Yeah. But yeah, it's one that doesn't always present with a small cup or a small pot of it. They are very beautiful though, and I don't know, it's one of those ones that's grown on me. The more we've had it, the more we've grown it, the more I really enjoy it. Okay, this is another tequila sunrise. This is a giant though, ready for trellising, big and beautiful tequila sunrise. I don't know, they've got some really great veins on these, really pretty splash. A lot of people really go for that sun-stressed look where they turn really nice red. I think they're beautiful either way. It's just a matter of choice. Growing them in lower light, you get that nice dark green color, but if you give it that morning sunshine, then you'll get reds all over. Okay, next we've got species AH001 Vietnam. Nope, Indonesia. I had to note myself even. Beautiful textured leaves. This reminds me of Lacanosa, but supersized. Absolutely gorgeous. That texture on the leaf, people like to refer to as abs. It kind of looks a bit like abs, but they're like dense, indents. Super beautiful. It grows easy and fast, and it's giving us flowers. Yeah, it gives lots of branches and splits. You get multiple vines growing. It's just an easy growing and very beautiful species. We've had this and the AH001 Vietnam for quite a few years now, and really just, they're stunning. They're easy to grow, and they're just very unique and beautiful. Each one has their own texture, and this one gets a little bit of splash here and there, but it's got really great vein texture. The AH001 Vietnam has really speckly, beautiful splash and a lot more uniform structure to the leaves. So they're both very beautiful plants. Speaking of beautiful plants, Sigillatus intervariegated. Super pretty. Look at that gorgeous pink new leaf and a tiny little baby leaf down there. On its way, very beautiful growth. Sigillatus intervariegated has been our best behaved variegated Sigillatus. The outer variegated doesn't seem to want to cooperate with our routine around here. So the intervariegated just is a trooper though. It grows very fast on the mother plant, and yeah, aren't they? Yeah, it's been one of those really great easy growers. So I always welcome an easy grower around here. All right, next we have Achi Gaialui. Adorable little Achi style leaves with those feathery looking raised veins. Super beautiful, great splash. But this is not your largest grower, so you're not going to have the huge giant plant that takes up your whole grow space. That's why I like these little cuties. They give you all the beauty, but in a small package.
I just love that cute vein on the back too.
Yeah. Adorable. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Gaialui's got that nice purple to the back of the leaf that comes in as they get bigger and more mature, and it's just, it's a very beautiful leaf. Speaking of beautiful leaves, here is Bangkulu, one of our favorites. They get this really nice, I like to refer to it as like an anthurium glisten, or that sort of iridescence that they have, where you can kind of look in, and it looks like you can look into the depth of the leaf. These get that really intense on the new leaves. They're like almost velvety looking, but they're smooth. They're relatively thin in the leaf, but they're just absolutely striking. Beautiful purple midribs. This is a stunner. Bangkulu, I've seen a few different varieties offered. This one just is, it's extra special. This is one of our original Indonesia imports, and we got some of our best plants from those orders.
Yeah.
And they're still some of our best plants, some of our best performers.
It's still one of my, top 10, top 15 in our collection is the Bangkulu.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. They're just so stunning. And like I said, each new leaf has that amazing shine to it that just, it's irresistible. Here's another favorite of ours. This is the Para Elbow, another really gorgeous outer variegated plant with gorgeous pink rims on the new emergent leaves. Fast growing and very beautiful. It's got a really interesting chalky sort of texture to the leaf. So like real suede-y sort of vibes. It reminds me of subquinticle nervous a little bit.
Oh, did you see, just looking at your sweater in the camera here, Did you see that Alexis released a bunch of like new, she got like phone cases and stuff like that with all her artwork on it?
Oh, no, I did not
Sharks
see
and
that.
stuff. The sweatshirt that Caleb's wearing, if you guys can see it there, this is from Looking Glass Sprouts. She's a Hoya grower here in the U.S. and out of Florida. And she also is an amazing artist. And she has lots of really cool Hoya artwork.
Yeah. So if you ever are lucky enough to find some of that available, snatch it up quick because it's in high demand as well. But it's so pretty and so cool. I love this sweater. It's very warm as well.
Yeah, it's warm and it's cute. And everyone's always like, is that a Hoya?
Yeah.
So and she just got a Hoya named after her. You're right. Yeah.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah. Aloha Hoya is named one of their new clones after her, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. We should all be so lucky as to have a A.H. Hoya named after us, right? Yeah. I think Lexus is a really cool person. She's got some really amazing plants and some cool artwork that if you're lucky enough to grab it, one day it'll be a collector's item, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is the collector's item already. Let me tell you, if you're a collector, you're going to recognize this immediately. We have beautiful splashy David's Green Cup. Look at that. Beautiful leaves. Great splash. Easy growth. This sort of reminds me of Obavada, but it has a little bit more character, a little more personality to it. And look at that pink splash on that leaf. That doesn't seal the deal for you? I don't know. Maybe you don't need one.
Are they easier to trellis than Obavada?
No, I would say that in that respect, they're identical. They're almost the same thickness of stem and all the same characteristics.
Yeah, I don't know that it grows for everybody this way, but I feel like in our collection, it grows compact. The nodes are pretty close.
It is quite dense,
which I think can make it challenging to trellis sometimes, but we tend to let it trail.
If you do, it can be a problem. I have a great example of that out in the garage that's like coiled back on itself. It was on the fence. I removed it from the fence. And so it did have some support before, but it's now just a cup with a mile of vine sticking out of it. So, you know, sometimes with all the best intentions, we don't get around to our chores in time. And that's one of those cases of deferred maintenance. Okay, we have Colonel Meekins. Very beautiful, fuzzy backs on the leaves. Very nice, big, large, pillowy leaf. This one's got wicked vine going here. Again, this is all grown in like a week. That whole vine is all new. That's how fast these guys can grow. And once this finds purchase, it'll just have leaves all the way up it. So it's very fast growth, very fast everything. And it gives you a flower relatively easily too. It flowered for us, I think, with a 6-foot vine. So it wasn't a huge plant, but it definitely has taken off for us and grown very easily and very well.
Yeah, I'm surprised how fast it grows for you too.
Yeah, and like I said, the flowers are really pretty and you're not going to have to wait forever. It's kind of like a fungi in that way.
Yeah, I think it's got to have some fungi in it.
I agree. It looks like our fungi round leaf in a lot of ways. So it's just an easy grower that it's easy to love. All right, next we have Lambie Aff. Absolutely gorgeous. These got really unique texture and beautiful splash. You get that like speckly, but spotty also. It's like the speckles, you can see through them, or they're like made of speckles or something. It's difficult to put a finger on exactly how to describe that, but it's definitely really, I've always considered it like gilding, or like when you put like a silver plating on something or something. It just looks like.
And this is one that where the splash really comes out in lower light, but it also turns a really beautiful red in highlight.
Yeah, it's got quite a range. I've grown it in a lot of different circumstances, and I find it to be very enjoyable. Ooh, that's exciting. Ours has flowered in a very interesting way. I saw someone posting pictures of their Lambie Aff flowering, and they were quite different from ours.
recently?
Don't recall where I saw
Was it
that.
Lambie and not Lambie Ave?
It was Lambie Ave that they were saying, but it was, ours are like that fuzzy green color. Remember, they were like
a pale green.
Pale green.
Yeah.
This was like more like a pink. So,
I mean, flowers can be sun-stressed just like
maybe that's
leaves,
what it was.
So it could be that it was the same plant in higher light.
It's possible. Quite possible. Okay, next we have Motuensis. Very beautiful. This sort of looks a lot like Globulosa also, but this has no fuzz on the backs of the leaves, and they grow slightly thinner. Super stunning though. Similar in the vine, like this green vine, but fast growth and very beautiful. Motuensis is quickly becoming a favorite of ours. I think they're even more sturdy and more stable than Globulosa, and they're just so pretty.
I feel like they doesn't get so chlorotic.
Yeah.
With Globulosa.
Yeah, I feel like they can take a little more light, and they just don't get that turning pale.
Dude, yours looked like ours. You bloomed yours before we bloomed ours, and I feel like yours looks a lot more like ours. I don't think that's the one that Caleb was talking about, because that was the first time we saw it bloom was Tia's.
Yeah, yours looked just like ours.
Yeah.
But this other one that I saw looked quite different. I'm like, wow, that's...
Maybe they don't have the same idea. Same
it's possible.
Or...
Maybe it's different cultivar. All I saw was Lambie Ave, and so I was like, wait a minute, like that doesn't look like our flowers. So I don't know.
Again, let me know.
Yeah. All right, next we have a Jennifer Erythrina cross. Really gorgeous. These ones get really nice red margins as they get bright light. So it sun stresses in its own way. But as you can see, that narrow margin on the edge of the leaf is super pretty. Fast growing, easy growing with little pink flowers. And yeah, just a really enjoyable one. Now, our mother plant of that is at Mom's house, and it is growing much larger leaves. So next time we're over there, I'll have to show it off. But it's doing some really nice things. Okay, next we have Finlaysone sucrin, another really great Finlaysone variety. Gorgeous leaves, great veins, great splash, easy growth. But they're not the fastest. Like some Finlaysones will grow out of your space. This one is not that bad. It's not as intrusive as some of them can be.
Interesting.
All right, next we have Marilli. Large and in charge. These big, beautiful, pillowy leaves get gorgeous sun stress. And as you can see, they grow either cascading or in trellis form. This is just it's a stunning plant. I highly advise a trellis just because of the size of the leaves and how it grows. You can definitely get a very top-heavy plant if you're just letting it cascade like that. You'll need a heavy cash bow. But again, it's a very beautiful plant, however you choose to grow it. Okay, next. This one has already sold, I believe. This is in 851. Super gorgeous. Verticillata variety. Okay.
Really? Yeah, it's a pretty fast grower, I would say.
Yeah, they are fast. And like I said, those big, beautiful leaves, often those large leaf species are not as fast. This one is quite quick. Okay, we have Incurbula pelta. Gorgeous new, you can see that pink new leaf. As they come in, they get that cute little pink emergent color. And then as they fully form, they turn to that white variegation. So very beautiful, easy growing. Pelta's got adorable little flowers. Aren't they fun? The 851s are great.
I'm having trouble over here. Sorry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not like it's showing me that some of these plants, I'm watching them get purchased, but it's not showing them sold in here for some reason. But I'm not finding some of the plants that you're showing. And I know I had them earlier. Interesting. Home Street.
Given the business. Yeah. You got to stay on your toes in business.
If you can't find a listing for something, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah, like we said, shout out some, if you're looking for something and you can't find it, there may be a technical glitch going on.
I had Caleb check them all before this afternoon. I know they were there.
Yeah. Okay, next we have Sangi outer variegated. Absolutely beautiful. These are highly underrated in my opinion. I find them to be very easy growing and fast, but they split and multiply into multiple vines very quickly and turn into a very full pot. So Sanguii is just one of those underrated species, I feel. These thin vines, it looks like it's going to be a fragile plant, but then it's a tank. I really enjoy them. Okay, next we have another favorite of ours, the Lacanosa peregrine durian. Gorgeous little sun-stressed leaves. They kind of look like a bowl of candy. They're tiny little leaves with purples and greens and all the colors that they get. It's just absolutely beautiful. Okay, next we have Helwigiana, another favorite of ours for their beautiful leaves, fast growth, and rapid flower. It's just a stunner. Helwigiana, what can I say? Every time we've started a new Helwigiana, within 4 to 5 feet of vine, they're just popping off peduncles and flowering like crazy. And even if they get trimmed back, they still will crank off flowers. It's one of those very reliable species that I think is highly underrated. Most of the time they're talked about is because of their beauty. They can sun stress really beautifully, and I think that takes the conversation in that direction. However, just their flowers are very nice. They have a very pretty kind of a cream off-white looking flower that, like I said, it's very forthcoming and very frequent. So next we have Leonensis, another one of those large and in charge species with these gorgeous pillowy leaves with beautiful pink splash. Leonensis is one of our favorites because they just can't, every time they put out a new leaf, it's just more remarkable than the last. Closer they get to the light, the more that splash turns pink, but they're just so pretty. I haven't found the limit yet. Every time they're just prettier than the last, so big fan of that one.
Yeah, it is really pretty.
These guys go over there and behave yourself. Yeah, the darker margins on the Leonensis are awesome. This one did? Okay.
Show it if you want to.
This one already went, but I'll let you see. Renunensis, no, Mount Ramu. That's this one. Very beautiful. This thing is getting to be quite the plant. Definitely a good grab on that. Okay, next we have another Erythrina Jennifer. Very beautiful with its dark margins. It gets the sun stress and the margins come in.
Happy Friday.
Very beautiful flowers, and yeah, it's definitely sizing up over at Mom's. So I'll have to give that a view. Maybe even take some pictures. Okay, another Penny's Treat, a favorite of ours, or at least of mine. I really love them. I think they're very cool. The sun stress on them is amazing, and they can size up quite a bit too. Okay, another beautiful Botanica. We got quite a few of those kicking around here, actually. But yeah, very beautiful, easy to sun stress. Again, you don't really need super big grow lights in order to get that one to give you some color. Okay, this is another one that gives you a beautiful sun stress and sort of a lavender purplish color, but the Silver Lady. Very unique, smaller leaves. This one is always trying to flower in our grow space, and it's just very beautiful and reliable. It has sort of like a speckly look to it, sort of a mottled vibe. I think they're very interesting and very beautiful. You don't see a lot of leaves that look like that, so I think it's very cool. Okay, next you have Michele. Very beautiful. You can see there's a little bit of mechanical damage on this one leaf, but you can see there's a lot of new leaves coming. And yeah, Michele is one of those, it's rewarding because the leaves are so beautiful when they come. It is a patience builder though. It's not the fastest grower, so you often have to wait for those new leaves to come. These ones are already growing, so you don't have to wait for them. But maybe the next round you'll wait a little while in between. And so that's why I mean it's a patience builder. Whereas your carnosas, your kernel mecans, your certain plants don't seem to stop growing. Other plants, they grow in phases, and they'll grow a set of leaves, and then they'll sit and wait for a while they build up energy again to build the next set of vine and the next set of leaves or something. So I feel like Michele is one of those that has a slight delay in between those phases. Carmele, adorable little leaves, fast and easy growth, cute little flowers. Carmele. Okay, we have another Bankulu. Gorgeous new leaf there. Lots of new growth. Very beautiful. Bankulu, again, is one of our favorites. They've got that iridescent vibe.
You're flying somewhere warm, hopefully.
Ooh, exciting. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of nicer places than here right now. I mean, today was nice, but it's not going to stay. So if you're looking for prolonged warm weather.
We're flying. Oh, Caleb's flying. Yeah, he's moving quickly.
Yeah, sometimes I guess I gotta make burgers, so maybe that's why I'm rushing.
If you need to slow down, slow down.
Yeah.
I wish I was flying. So yeah, I was like, oh, good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I look around at all these plants and I'm like, where am I going to fly to? Who's going to take care of all this? All right, we have Caput Borneo. Very beautiful, easy growing. These have got that really gorgeous Finlaysoni vibe, but then they have these beautiful round ends. So very unique and interesting. The Caput Borneo is easy to grow and just very uniquely beautiful. All right, another beautiful Wilbur Graves Carnosa. Look at that gorgeous silver. Super pretty, easy to grow, and again, you can see all this fast growth. This is one of those species that doesn't seem to quit growing. They just grow, grow, grow. Dapple Gray, another Carnosa variety, gorgeous new growth, and again, nonstop growth. These are fast growers and very beautiful. They give you these big, chunky leaves. Natalie in a shop. Did we bring in the Natalie?
I'm going to show a picture. I don't know what you did today.
I didn't see it in here today, so let me go out and check for it.
This is what it looks like. You had it in here last week, so.
Okay. All right. Check for it.
Okay. All right. While he does that, I will remind everybody, in case you weren't here at the beginning of the show, we're going to be live on YouTube tomorrow evening. We're going to do some random repotting of things that we, not in a hanging basket. I think we have 1 or 2 cups left, but I don't think we have any in hanging baskets. What do we think about undulata? Top 2 Hoyas in our collection, probably. We are big undulata people over here. A lot of people will tell you that it's kind of fussy or hard to deal with. We don't think it is. We think that if you understand what it wants and how it grows, it can be very easy and rewarding. We have, I don't know, I think 4 or 5 mother plants. But if you struggle with it or if you have questions, we're always happy to talk about it. Undulata is a species that really likes to be watered, but doesn't want to be wet. So we always recommend potting it in a soil that dries very quickly so that it can be watered a little bit more frequently. We don't think they like humidity. We feel like humidity is often the culprit of people's demise when it comes to undulata, but that's just been our experience. We don't treat them like they're, special or anything. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that can be disappointing. We do think that they don't travel well as an unrooted cutting. So if you're ever going to buy an undulata from us or from anybody else, we do recommend that you buy it rooted or buy it very close to your house so that you can get it into water pretty quickly as a cutting. Yeah. That's awesome. Do we have any of our mothers here? They all have moms. Undulata.
We have one out there.
Here's that Natalie. We can show you one of our mother plants. Some of our bigger ones are over at our other grow space at my mom's house. Natalie's beautiful. Also, sun stress is really great. Gets a good margin on it when it's in highlight. Very easy grower. I think that's a lot of the problem. You're absolutely right. I think obviously when things are costly, we are a little over attentive to them sometimes, maybe, and it's easy to overlove our plants. And we often tell people, and it's a joke, but it's not. We find the best way to stop that from happening is having more plants, because when you have a lot of plants, you can't overlove any one of them too easily.
That's one of ours. As you can see, it's gotten a bit out of hand.
This one's in pretty high light, so it's a little bit more chlorotic, little green, but
this one has flowered for us multiple times. And it's not even, well.
That's not even, like, that was one that you just hoarded from a cutting.
Yeah.
Let's see if I have a picture of her.
It's not even the big one.
That's not the big one.
The big one I gave a massive haircut to, and it's looking like it's going to flower over at Mom's house for the first time. So it's growing really well over there, but I moved it off site. The plant hoarder. Yeah. Through that. I stand guilty as charged.
This is a close up of the mother plant, but I have the original mother plant. I don't have the full picture on Instagram. Apparently, you can see how that undulata gets that beautiful purple and splash, just absolutely stunning.
It's quite striking. I found that the texture on that leaf, it's got more wave and more pattern, more veins and splash. It's just a very beautiful undulata. I'm a big fan of undulata, full stop. But that particular cultivar is just
and reach out if you decide to. Do you have any undulatas right now ready for sale?
I have one that's got like a weird sort of awkwardness to it, but it is one.
Weird sort of awkwardness. Yeah. Undulatas can be a bit teenagery sometimes when they're putting out new growth. They can be a little ugly in the middle. I feel like you got to wait for them to put out their leaf and unfurl it and let it like have its full glow up before they really shine sometimes. So, here's another one that this is one that we sold a while ago, but there's a lot of pretty undulatas actually on our Instagram. I'm just not realizing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Those are my recommendations. If you're going to get one, like I said, buy it rooted. Oh, that's right. That's one that got like trapped.
Yeah, it's been kicking around for a little bit. This one leaf here has some mechanical damage because it tried to grow inside the cup. And as you can see, that was not a good arrangement for it. However, it's well established and it's got a full vine here. Let me just untangle it so you can see what it looks like. But it's just a little awkward is all. There's a little bit of some empty vine and then there's another growth point up above, which I was considering just chopping this off and rooting it by itself. But it is what it is, and here's how it stands. So if you're interested in that, I would be able to let it go reluctantly. So that's where we're at on that. I do have
more cuttings going.
I do have some more going, but they'll be a minute. These ones, we like to let them get very well established before letting them go. That's one thing. It does take a little extra time on our undulatas because of that. But it's one of those things that I don't like to let them go unless I'm confident they're going to perform to the standard. And that's one that, yeah.
But once they're established, they're easy.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I don't think they're as hard a plant as people give them credit for. People say they're really tough to keep happy, but I think it's our assumptions of what they need, and we try and apply that, and it doesn't work, then we assume they must be difficult, when really they just want you to leave them alone mostly.
Angry when they trellis it, no need to leave, but it keeps flowering.
There is a such thing as a trauma stress or trauma flowering. When a plant is stressed and trying to save itself, they can flower as a ditch effort to save themselves. I don't think that's what's going on. If it's healthy enough to grow flowers, I would just be patient with it, give it some time. Potentially, repotting sometimes helps.
How much are you offering that for? To be clear, this is some of the older prop leaves. They do have some mechanical damage on them too. Usually when we try to sell our undulatas are usually very pretty, and this is definitely an awkward one.
Like I said, it has that awkward vibe, but yeah, I would let it go for 100. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh, and interesting. I mean, if you're not getting growth, our first steps that we're always going to tell you, check the roots, unpot it, make sure nothing's going on down there, make sure it's got enough room to grow.
Yeah.
If you're not fertilizing it, make sure you're fertilizing it on a good regimen.
Give it the brightest light you can give it, and if it's still not growing for you, then sometimes
you're welcome.
I've had certain plants I got and they just didn't ever take off, and you might buy a cutting or buy a plant that's 2 leaves in a cup and hoping that it's going to turn into a growth and develop for you, and then that never happens.
We find that to be the case for our undulatas. They bloom constantly.
Yeah.
Like they bloom 4-6 times a year sometimes. So they're a very frequent flower when they're happy.
Yeah. Once they get going.
You got to be doing something right if it's blooming that often for you.
Yeah.
No, that's always frustrating. Our journey hasn't been very fast either, though.
No, it's been kind of slowish.
Yeah. We just got that one not long ago.
Yeah.
A couple months ago.
I repotted it because it was in like a tiny little thimble of fern root, and it just kept drying out too quick. So I put it in a cup of our soil, and it's been doing a lot better, growing larger leaves. And so I think that's partly what it needed to be happy, but we'll see how that goes. It has been a slow takeoff, though. I do expect that once that gets rooted well and is well established in that cup, that it will take off and grow faster. Often those carnosas can be that way, where they'll show very little growth above the soil, but they're doing a lot of growth down below. And as long as everything looks healthy and is happy down there, then it becomes a matter of just being patient and letting it do its thing and develop into a nice plant. And eventually that does kick in, and boom, suddenly you've got fast growth, and it all comes together.
Isn't it nice? Yeah.
Fantastic.
We were lucky enough to get one of the first ones, I think, that she put out.
Yeah. We have fast thumbs over here. By we, that's the royal we.
Sure. Danae? I don't think that came in either.
Actually, I do have one down here. I don't know if it's the only one.
Alexis at Looking Glass Sprouts. She's here on Palm Street. She also sells Hoyas. She just put up something on her Instagram the other day that she has a bunch of new merch. I don't know if it's out or it's coming out. She's got like stickers and t-shirts and phone cases with all of her artwork. She has some amazing Hoya artwork. Alexis is the grower of a lot of the Hoyas that Yaya sells too. Not all of them, because obviously Sarah grows a lot of good Hoyas herself. But
yeah, I've had that happen to me, and I like after about 2 years of sitting there watching a silver dollar node sit there rooted, looking perfectly fine and healthy, and still doing nothing, I just gave up. I was like, you know what? You're just not going to do the thing, and I threw it out. So I guess eventually,
oh, sure, he's did good. Yeah,
it gets to be that point,
Yeah. So it can be a thing that happens where you just have a node that just is not going to take off. That just happens sometimes.
Yeah. I can't explain necessarily if you could see that ahead of time, if there's a reason. It's not like a philodendron where you have a certain amount of growth points, and once those are spent, it's a spent node. So it's not like that, but maybe it doesn't have enough energy and it's not rooted well enough and it's not developing roots enough so that it will actually push that new growth. So
it's Alexis's page in case you're looking for it.
Sometimes it's just a matter of calling it on a plant that you've been sitting there caring for a year, and it's or 2 years and it's not doing anything. If you can't see any problem with it,
I would try the things first. I would unpot it. I would
absolutely
check the roots, take off anything that looks dead, give it some fresh soil, hit it with a boost of fertilizer, try one more time. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? And then you throw it out.
It's not going to hurt it, right? I mean, if it doesn't grow, it doesn't grow.
Obviously, we haven't mentioned, and you should very, very much look very closely with magnification and make sure you're not dealing with a flat mite situation, because certainly that can cause stunted growth.
Yeah, any of those pests that are going to be sucking vitality out of the roots or the leaves or sap from the plant, it's going to diminish your capacity to grow. If the plant is fighting some pest pressure, that's definitely a factor that you have to watch out for. Um, Sometimes, like Nicole said, you have to look very closely. It's not necessarily always obvious that you have a pest problem that's present. Sometimes you have to look under very heavy magnification. Sometimes you just have to look at certain places or with certain light, or, there's different ways to observe your plants, but it is important to understand what's going on. And if you've got a plant that's sitting around stalled and doing nothing and you can't seem to find the solution, I tend to ask myself the question is, how valuable is this plant to me? Is this something I can't live without? Is this something I can easily find another one?
It was just the first one. There's more coming. Not today, but more coming. We're just waiting.
Fish the miss bone. Dang it. Oh, well, yes, there will be some more. Hopefully very soon.
I haven't watched it yet. We're watching it tonight.
Yeah.
My mom and my family are coming over. The kids are coming over tonight so that we can watch it. So
yeah, we watched it.
I'm trying really hard not to hit spoilers on
program.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's tricky.
It's on way too late for us. We're old.
So here's that Da Nang.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. One of the two Vietnamese species that I know of that we have.
Traders is a show. It's on NBC. And basically they put a bunch of B-list celebrities in a house together at a castle.
It's a game show.
And then there are a couple of people who are the traders, and they basically have to not get caught being the traders, and whoever makes it to the end wins the money, right? If they make it to the end and no one thinks they're a traitor, then they get the money. And if they catch the traders, the people who catch the traders get the money. That's a very simplistic way, but
they go around like Clue style murdering people.
Yeah.
You get an envelope that says you're the one who's been chosen to be murdered or whatever. And it's a fun show. I don't typically go for that type of stuff.
I know it's on Peacock here in the US. It was originally a British show, I think, or maybe went through the right. I don't know. There's several good British seasons of it. There's some good seasons from Australia and New Zealand as well.
Matfa? It's like I said, I don't usually get into that sort of thing, but I found it very interesting. Some of the like a lot of and so like I recognize some of those people from pop culture, but very little of them do I know. So I found the show to be interesting to see how everybody interacts with each other and how they try to hide the fact that they are or are not the traitor. And it's a very interesting perspective. It's an interesting game.
Because they are not celebrities at all. And I think it adds something interesting to it because you don't know, like there's no bias about what this person's personality is. So I think it makes it harder for everyone to get a read on everybody.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the celebrities have worked together with each other in the past, and so they already had a familiarity with each other, and so they were like, well, if I know her correctly, she wouldn't have acted like this, and they were able to call people out based on who they are as a person and how they would have reacted to things.
I've gotten Caleb into Bridgerton too, so don't worry. Like he watched I think all the first season so far now. Like we were rewatching it.
Yeah.
I think you were almost done with the first season.
I think so.
So.
Yeah, I've seen some of it.
Yeah. I was a big fan of the books for years. Like I read them 20 years ago, probably. So the show was really excited when it came out for me. I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so like, I had nothing to watch last week, and now I have too many shows to watch this week. There's a new season of Shoresy out. Right? There's a new season. The rest of the Bridgerton is out. New season of Beast Games is out. Like everything is out at the same time.
Spoiled for choice. For the next week, we're going to have stuff to watch.
Oh, the books are so good. The books are even better than the show.
It's going to be a desert. Nothing to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely fans of binging around here. We like watching all the shows in a row at our pace. And, once you start getting into a show, you got to see how the story ends. And so it's definitely one of those that's hard to
I can't imagine being like
when we were younger.
1997 and you're like, let's wait for Friday for that show to come out. Man. How did we do it?
And every week you're waiting for that show to come out for that season. Now we wait for the season to come out. That one. We watch the whole thing. Yeah.
He didn't join first time around. He only joined recently in our TV drought when we had nothing to watch. And I was like, well, we could rewatch this. I did finally get him to watch Severance. We just finished that last night.
Yeah.
What'd you think of that one?
I still don't know where it's going. So
I love it.
I do think it's interesting.
I'm scared you'd like it. We've gone way off Hoyas here now, but
yeah,
let us know if you want to see a Hoya.
Yeah, if there's something you're missing us showing you, because it's because we're not working.
It's because we're not doing it.
Yeah, but
I really like Severance.
I think it's an interesting show. I definitely think the subject matter of what they're discussing is very interesting. I'm not trying to give away any spoilers if anyone hasn't seen it yet, but I do find it to be very compelling drama once you start to have some sort of understanding.
Yeah,
But it took me a long time to come to that point of some sort of understanding, which is kind of like...
You didn't watch Westworld. Westworld I loved that show, and they stopped it suddenly, and Severance reminds me a lot of Westworld. And that was really good. And it had a lot of really good actors in it. And I'm still a little bit bitter that they just stopped it suddenly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, when you're watching along in Severance and they throw some Christopher Walken in there, one of my favorite actors of all time. Definitely
how I sold Caleb on that show, because it had Christopher Walken in it.
Then I'm curious. You have my curiosity piqued, because I've been a huge fan of him for a very long time.
Yeah,
and I just think he's an amazing actor. So.
Yeah, so there's our recommendations if you haven't watched anything lately. And we got to start Shore. I think we're going to start Shoresy tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not all...
You squealed me some? Yeah, he's so good. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not all brainy stuff that we watch over here. Some of it is just,
I wouldn't call Bridgerton
hockey helmets
brainy.
bashing off each other. But I like a good Shoresy session just as much as the next. It's that easy humor that's, doesn't take a lot of brain power to watch. So, anyhow.
Yeah, exactly.
Did we mostly do it?
Nope, not even halfway, I think. Maybe we did. Or was that all the trays already? Did we do it?
We have one more.
Okay.
So we mostly did it.
Okay, so we got back on track here. So tomorrow night, we're going to be on YouTube.
Yes.
Jersey Shore Days of Our Lives. Ooh, I used to General Hospital fan for a long time. Used to come home every day from high school and watch General Hospital and Sailor Moon. Those were great shows back then.
Yeah, I saw some of the Grey's Anatomy series.
Yeah, we used to watch that.
We watched some of that
in our apartment because we didn't have cable.
I missed the big ER thing when everyone got into ER and watched that. Show. That was not in my wheelhouse at that time.
Ooh, I haven't heard that one. That sounds like something I'd like. I like all those like dystopian mystery thriller shows like Lost. Caleb could tell how angry I was at the end of Lost.
Yeah, that was
okay. The Pit has been on our list. Like, that is when I know we need to start. Everyone keeps telling us about it.
Yeah, so, you're not the first to tell us about it. Yeah,
we got to talk.
Definitely need to check that out.
Last week too. So we need to get all these shows in before it gets warm outside, and then there's too much to do outside that we don't get to watch TV anymore.
Once the mushrooms start growing.
Yeah, it could be morel season here really quick. Off. We're like weeks away from morel season.
Isn't that wild? Can you believe it? Yeah, it's a matter of a very short period of time. We're going to be getting tick bit.
If you're looking for us in April.
Very high risk of us turning up with Lyme disease.
Oh, we're crazy mushroom people.
Oh, yes. Yes, we are.
Yeah. We were mushroom people before we were plant people.
We recognize about 40 different species that are edible. Not necessarily bring them all home, but we definitely observe and
in our area.
Witness them. And there's just so many. It's such an awesome thing. I love the variety and the range of different presentations.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
That's
very
neat. Cool. That was such a good show. Anyway, I forgot that actor's name.
Which one?
He's in Westworld.
Oh,
So I think that's his name. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Oh no, Jeffrey Wright. I really like Jeffrey Wright. He's a really good actor. He was in the Hunger Games. He's in The Last of Us. He's in a lot of good show. He's shy, but a good actor. Yeah, okay.
interesting.
Yeah. So
Very cool.
now Irina is pushing up. Oh, Irina, stunning plant. Also underrated.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Arena.
Yeah, I think we just sold that one week before last, and that had a really pretty new leaf. The new leaves on it are stunning.
Yeah, I have a couple working. They're in trays, but they won't be ready for a minute. I just potted them up. Yeah, they are absolutely stunning. I'm a big fan of that one, and it's just an easy grower.
I'm excited to see those Larissas grow that you cut last week.
Yeah.
It's always a really pretty one.
Larissa is another favorite. One of those patience builders, but definitely worth the wait. When they produce those new leaves, it's stunning.
Yeah, okay. Back on track. So tomorrow night, we're going to be on YouTube. We're going to be repotting things that are not Hoyas. It's going to be weird.
It'll be interesting, hopefully.
We have some random plants around the house that have to get addressed. I think Caleb's doing ficus.
Yes.
And some aeroids, maybe.
Possibly.
Maybe a euphorbia or something like that.
You never know. I mean, it could happen. I have a euphorbia upstairs that's outgrowing its position. I don't know if I'm going to cut it. I might just move it.
Yeah.
But I have some that I cut. So I had twin euphorbias, and now it's like nearly 4 feet tall.
Yeah, Larissa in low light, I swear it looks like jewelry.
Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me the most of that seedling selection by Patterwally.
Yeah.
That gorgeous.
I like it's like turtle shape. Like it has such a beautiful shape to the leaf.
Also a prolific flower once it gets going.
Yeah.
But our mother plant is relatively sizable, so I would have to say that's probably one that you need a little bit of some size to it. But the flowers are really pretty too.
Yeah, it flowers a couple times a year.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. It's definitely it's one that doesn't get cut often enough because I like it so much.
Yeah. It's not as funny or finicky as Svetlana.
Yeah.
I think Svetlana has the same color, not the shape of the leaf, but the same color, but it's a lot more picky.
Yeah.
From its dikey heritage.
Quite a bit slower too, I would have to say. And rather unalived around here. I don't think we even have a Svetlana in the collection at the moment.
Really? I think you have a bias against anything that has dikey in it. I think you're just I don't like you. You can't stay here.
It must be. Except for that Dikea chicken farm is doing great. And that thing's thrived. And even under neglect, it still does awesome. I don't understand why all my best care couldn't keep Dikea alive. Meanwhile, Sarah's got a great one and she's just thriving with it, doing awesome. So it's just, I think certain Hoyas agree with certain people and other people try hard as they may. They're just not.
Absolutely.
They can't cooperate. Right?
Yeah. There's some, and like I said, some people really struggle with undulata and we don't. And some people really struggle with, certain plants and we don't. But there's a couple that just don't like us.
Yeah.
That cloud sky. We've killed a few of those. Those Waymanny cloud skies.
Yeah, those are not
They refuse to give up. Yeah, I know.
Waymannies in general are just not easy to propagate, in my opinion. They can be quite jerks.
Yeah.
Hey,
Cal.
Good to see ya.
Speaking of other great Hoya growers.
Yeah, check out LA Succulents. Lots of beauties.
Lots of beautiful baskets and nice Hoya. Doing good. We need your sun. Can you send some of your sun this way?
Yes.
We need the heat.
Heat, warmth, sunshine.
It's 57 degrees here, and we are basking in it today. But that's the warmest it's been since October. So it's so hot in the greenhouse. Oh, yeah. I'm so jealous. How was the plant con?
Up, send it over.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Nice.
How was plant con? It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, super jelly.
Yeah. We have an imbricata that Catherine sent us, but we don't actually grow it. We've never propagated it, I don't believe.
No.
Yeah. Has anyone else propagated imbricata? I would guess moss. on a plank would be how I would try it if I had to just sleep for 3 days. Yeah, I imagine. That's got to be a lot of work.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I think that they like a lot of humidity, the imbricatas. So I would start it in a moss bed of sorts. That's what I would try.
Rotting it in the prop box. I can see how that might be easy to do.
Yeah. I have a similar Dischidia that I'm growing that grows those like cup forms, and it likes to climb up a wall or whatever. They can be quite fussy. They can be quite difficult to get to mount properly and to get it the right amount of moisture. But if you consider how that grows in its natural environment, it's basically clinging to a piece of bark. And so you consider how that needs to drain very well, but get moisture to the roots. You can see how that it's kind of a difficult juxtaposition there.
Yeah, that's still on my wish list.
Yeah, that is super stunning.
Yeah. The moss.
Yeah, same. Ours is in moss too, and it seems to be doing okay for now, but I haven't tried to switch it up. But it's just, I keep those prop boxes. Obviously, they're trapped air, so it's not like it's getting a lot of exchange. But I keep them on the less humid side, so it's not like flooded in there. If you overwater it, I think that can lead to a lot of problems. If you know how it reacts, our water condenses on the outside of our container, runs down the outside. So when I water it, I only water a little in the center of the pot and let it migrate its way out and evaporate into the air in there and then circulate in that way. So it's just controlling what little water you're adding in there because you're trapping that humidity in the box. And we've had decent luck with that. I mean, I do open them from time to time and let fresh air in, but it's more or less just to check on how things are going in there. For all intents and purposes, it is staying in there with that same trapped air. That's part of the reason why we use such a large container rather than very small containers. A little bit more air on exchange as you open it up and let the air in and let the air out. You have a little bit more air to work with in there. But it's tricky to get things to start in new areas. I often suggest if you're going to try something risky, see if you can isolate yourself a nice cutting somewhere that you can keep a backup plan. Like I use it all the time myself. I'm very often trying to regrow a plant that I made a mistake and learned a lesson on. And so I advocate for always, if you're going to try something brave, see if you can back it up, What else?
Yeah, there is a recording. If you missed it, one of our shows, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago, was on prop box propagation, on humidity propagation for those high humidity species.
2, maybe 3.
Yeah,
somewhere right
so you can find
there.
that over on our Facebook or our YouTube if you wanted to catch it, if you missed it.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing pest prevention this week. Yeah. I think the air movement helps with a fan.
Yeah,
definitely
helps. Yeah, it's one thing that I've considered adding, to our humidity prop boxes, but haven't yet. But it's definitely something that I've considered would be beneficial. Circulation of the air, just getting different air exchanging on the surface of the leaf allows for that transpiration and evaporation and photosynthesis and all that to circulate around. Whatever's happening, off-gassing that happens on your leaf, any moisture that's coming out through your leaf, and
you don't get that risk of fungal growth. And
absolutely, those roots need air too, and the less air that's available in the enclosure, getting stale air in there is not helpful for the roots or the leaves.
I imagine, yeah. I mean, I wish one day I think we'll be orchid people again. We had a very small orchid collection.
Did you see our jewel orchid is about to flower in the
terrarium
see that up there?
Day. Yeah.
Those jewel orchids are weird like that. Sometimes they look like they're going to die, and then all of a sudden they start flowering for you, and it's difficult to put a finger on.
I've had a lot of the mini orchids for a while.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun. In the terrariums especially. I find they're difficult to manage outside of the terrarium, but in the terrarium, I enjoyed them. They need to stay relatively humid, and they need to be you need to control the moisture on the plant itself. And that's the tricky part about orchids. Sometimes they get a little bit of crown rot and all of a sudden you're losing them, and there's not a lot you can do to save it at that point. So they live on a very, I don't want to say it's teetering on the edge, but they live with two leaves. In a lot of cases, Phalaenopsis will only have two active leaves growing. And so if one of them dies back on you, you can have a real problem. A little bit of crown rot on a plant like that, you can have a 10-year-old orchid that dies. It's tricky.
Yeah, we have Telly's is not far from us if you've heard of them, and they have a one of their gardeners is an avid orchid collector.
Yeah.
So we've always had access to some really pretty orchids over here.
Yeah, and like amazing little micro orchids that it's hard to find someone who's selling that type of stuff, especially in person.
Yeah, maybe these days it's easier with the invention of Palm Street and all that. But when we were collecting them, it was really hard to find.
Yeah, we don't know what it's like to collect orchids on here.
No, we never tried it. Maybe that's what we need to do.
It could be a slippery slope.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Let's don't. Yeah. I'll tell you, with the many plant families as we have,
carnivorous plants. And,
yeah. We keep getting great ideas to start a new hobby.
It's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
And not see many orchid sellers here. Yeah, I don't know how they ship.
That would do well on here. I feel like that would be a really good way to reach a big audience and also to move some quantities of product. I think that.
Yeah. Used to be a guy on Facebook that would have these huge orchid purges.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. I wonder if he's still around.
That's where all the business is going, probably.
Yeah.
Dennis.
Yeah, I think it was Dennis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we probably bought some from him.
I think we did. Like, we only had a couple from him, but I think we did.
Yeah. What can you do? I mean, I feel like that's one of those plant families that just never goes away. There's always collectors for orchids, just like there's always collectors for Hoyas. I feel like the orchid collecting goes way back, and it's due for a resurgence, I think. New collectors, new plants, new sellers.
Yeah. Orchids aren't small, though. I mean, a lot of them take up some significant room.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're into the full-size orchids, they can definitely take up quite a bit of space.
Do you remember when we collected staghorn ferns for a minute?
I do. Platystereas.
Those were fun. Mounting them. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, there's times where I wish it was more than just a camera roll full of plant pictures and that I still had all those plants. Those of you who might have caught our post talking about an anniversary and showing some of our blast from the past plants. Mm-hmm. There was a picture of our silver cloud mammii in there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, such a pretty plant. I wish I still had one of those. Mm-hmm. Now, to be fair, I don't have the space for one, but I do wish I still had it. It's such a pretty plant. And these leaves, the ripply petioles on the sides of the petioles, it's just such a convincing plant.
Yeah, it was fun to go through a lot of the old photos and find some of the plants that we used to grow. This was a really pretty begonia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've enjoyed a lot of really beautiful plants in our home.
This was a table that used to sit in our living room.
Yeah.
Full of begonias.
A patio table.
A patio table full of begonias.
We're just like, let's drag this in there and we'll have that. Can you see the Griffith?
Yeah, it's back there.
That
I think there's a couple of pepperonias mixed in here too. No, that's not. Yeah.
There's some Coleus.
Coleus, oh yeah.
Wow.
Grown a lot of things. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been
proof that there was a minute where I was in anthuriums.
Yeah.
A brief minute.
Deeply so.
I was really good at growing small anthuriums. It's just when they got big that I didn't do well with them.
What was that one that I got that I went and bought? That big giant one.
Oh, this is one of my favorite mother plants we ever grew.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that pretty?
Tangamus.
She was a gorgeous one.
Yeah, that grew like that from our Indonesian import, like 2 leaves
Yeah.
in a cup, and it grew into this beautiful plant.
Interesting trellising we did on that plant.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that. It's like wrapped between two chopsticks around back and forth.
Yeah, with some wire.
That's interesting choices we made back then.
Yeah.
It worked. That plant looked happy.
And that was a beautiful plant. And that's where
Here's another undulata.
the phrase autumnal range of colors came from.
Yeah.
Is that beautiful oranges and reds and yellows and all that gorgeous color. Oh, yeah. So sad. Walania.
Sorry, you guys. I don't know if anyone cares about our old photos, but this was our Waliana that used to live in the living room before it took a turn one day. Okay.
Yeah, it's been an illustrious journey we've been on here with our plants.
It's been fun.
A lot of fun. A lot of really gorgeous plants. Oh,
Frederick. This was my alocasia. Oh, thank you, Av, and I'll take care of it. His name was Frederick, and he got to be, like almost 6 feet tall.
It was a giant plant.
It was a giant plant by the time he ended up getting sold.
Yeah, it was in a big old 12-inch pot. Huge. But yeah, that was during our heavy aeroid phase when we were buying big giant aeroids and caring for them and having a house full. I mean, it was wall to wall in here, all the way around the room. And then we brought in that patio table with begonias, and it was like a plant store in our living room. Now it's a plant store from our living room, but it's not all in here all the time. So there are some benefits to that, I would say.
That's why Hoyas are better. Agree.
Yeah. No, you can fit a lot more Hoyas on a shelf, I'll tell you that much. Moving the plants outside was a big improvement for us, I think, in terms of plant care. Being able to treat the plants out there and not having them it's a plant house out there as opposed to house plants in here. There's only so much you can use indoors in your home, but in a greenhouse or grow space, you can use a lot stronger pesticides. You can use stronger lights and not have to worry about everybody's eyeballs and the time spent in there and how that's detrimental to your eyes to sit in that bright light and all that. So it's nice to not have to consider that and have a commercial grow space in your garage.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, we've gone wildly left here.
Yes, gone sideways on our topics of conversation and
that's okay.
Whatnot, but hopefully you guys got something out of it.
Who cares about eyes?
Yeah, right. It's all about the plants.
Yeah.
We don't care about eyeballs.
Okay.
Cares about rods and cones over here.
I care. Okay, so we'll be back tomorrow night on YouTube. We'll be back here Sunday morning with some more plants for you guys and some more talking and probably more about Hoyas and less about TV.
Maybe even something about ficus. You know, you never know. There's probably going to be something about ficus, I'd have to say.
Yeah.
But if you find that interesting, we're going to repot some plants around here, and please join us for more nonsense.
Yeah. Okay. Before we go, does anybody want to see anything? I think you're good, or I think you would have spoke up by now.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, everybody.
Show the plants to the people. You guys know where to find us. If you have any questions in between shows, obviously we're still reach outable. And yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Everybody have a great evening. Happy Friday.
Bye. I'm sure we will.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have to bet. There's a very good chance we'll have more Hoyas on Sunday. All right. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Happy Friday.